A wildly fun and extremely book-centric season OP to kickstart this video. Tons of animation goodness, a look at the dark side of her life in the church and the brightness of those outside it, family and her fellow colleagues, with a fantastic song sounding like it's sung by Emilia or Rem from ReZero to my ears. 2 max wins!
明日はベンノさんのところに行くのよね。
話し合いのことを報告しに行くんだ。
Kudos here for spitting out season 2 with exactly the same animation quality as the first season, not even a hint of a drop. Getting to see Lutz really enjoying his new life working for the company, and that he's doing well in a quick and to the point scene. If you like quick and to the point, I'm still always looking to increase support over on my Patreon, linked in the description. Come join up for voting rights and early access to all videos.
孤児の子供たちにお給料を払って雇うとか、利益の一部を神殿に納めるとか、何か落としどころを探せませんか?
This is one of the few anime where I find moments like this to be genuinely rather exciting. Like, are they going to get all they want, or will there be pushback?
マインのことを聞き回ってる男がいたよ。
私のことを?
ああ、工房がどうと。
You know it's incredibly subtle, and I kept thinking people were randomly outside my house chatting, but they added background crowd noise here, and I never noticed it before. It works.
神殿に入ること納得してたんじゃないんですか?
They did the same thing in the pub. You can hear laughter, chatter, clunking of mugs, and all sorts. That's really cool.
だから班長がそれを食い止めるんです。よそから来る貴族を調べる門番は
I thought this was a lovely way for him to praise her father, saying perhaps God made you a soldier so you can protect your daughter and look into people who might look to cause her harm.
俺の家族はこの町ごと俺が守る。
Wholesome as anything.
神殿に入るってこういうことなんですね。
大丈夫だ。マインは俺が守るから。
Wholesome as anything number 2. So much wholesome sauce everywhere, and I usually only eat a little part of it.
ね、美味しいでしょ?
I'm such a big fan of him as a voice actor, and I just adore these little interactions between these two in the anime. Making the food look legit good, and I'm not just saying that because I'm currently hungry, I swear. On her first day, getting a good look at how poorly she will be treated due to her station in life by both nobles and the poorer people, not fitting in with either. At the same time, take another win for building an understanding of how the world works within the church by doing this. It's an odd win, but just like the buildings being grey and drab in the poorer areas and the nobles' houses and affluent markets being filled with colour, the same is shown here in the church, and I like that. I really enjoy it when they suddenly bust out these really different looking art styles.
どうやら私、とんでもない世界に足を踏み入れてしまったようです。
Take one here for the end of the episode, setting up the troubles she's going to be going up against in this next arc of the story, and looking back, it's interesting how well she deals with it all. Fairly simple ED with a lovely relaxing song and some nice and wholesome visuals, really reminding me of Stardew Valley there at the end. Take a final one here for the gorgeous pieces of artwork done for the end of each episode. I'm sure I'd have mentioned it during the first season, but big kudos to the writer for putting this much into their story. A proper lore-based mechanic she can use to save her life. That's so clever, I think.
私もあなたたちのこと、そば使いとは思わないから。
新館長に報告しますよ。
どうぞ。それがフランの仕事でしょうから。
Good job here of showing and not telling, and they, doing so, still managed to tell us that he clearly, unlike the other two, is taking no pleasure in the way she is being treated, and it does show. No walking on the spot!
インクの匂い。古い紙の匂い。
Rotating shot like it's no big deal whatsoever! I'd have definitely given this a win again during the first season video, but have another here for putting actual writing into these books. Lots of time and effort gone into that clearly.
だったら俺1抜けた。常識知らずのやつのせいで腹がペコペコだからな。
I know they addressed this head on later, but take a win here for mentioning it on the sly, that when she didn't go to get food at lunch, they too weren't able to get anything.
普通青色巫女は貴族で貴族っていうのは馬車を使う金目当てで誘拐されるからだ
Not only is he always such an outstanding voice actor, but this makes for a great twist I hadn't considered and nicely links back to the comment made at the pub during episode 1.
商人になろうと一生懸命努力している青色巫女見習いらしくなるために努力しているか
That it's Lutz's determination and his comment and question here that spurs her on to take action within the church that actually ends up creating a huge net positive good in that place. I do enjoy it when in anime a character changes their clothing or hair or whatever due to a different occasion like here.
プラン新館長にお目通りできるかしら。
準備は整っております。
プランがちゃんと対応してくれてる。態度や言葉遣いが大事なんだ。
They really didn't have to include that, but I'm so glad they did to add to the world building at this stage. You act noble, you're going to get respect. From him anyway.
ギルベルタ商会にもたらされんこと。
これが祝福？魔力にこんな使い方もあるなんて。
Again, just another nice little piece of lore added to the story that I just find adds overall to my personal enjoyment of the series. You know I love when they add things like this in, expanding the lore. Also, even just seeing it again for the second time, it warms my heart when you see these two starting to get along better. Bit of a weird win, I'll grant you, but I did enjoy how many of these individual little animations they did to demonstrate the metaphorical match they were having through these few minutes. Animating multiple characters moving within one scene like a bunch of legend animators.
新館長に見放された気がして。
絶対に落とすなよ
See what I mean? So much wholesomeness everywhere in moments like this.
俺を無視するなこのバカマインが怪我したらどうするんだ
For a youngster, he's really awesome in this scene, both for quickly protecting her out the blue, but also for jumping this kid for trying to potentially hurt her. He's great.
ギルがちゃんとご飯を食べられるように考える。だから少し時間をくれない？
This is for me where she's at her best, understanding other people's points of view, even if they relay them across to her in such a poor manner, and it's where she begins to help out in a huge way.
着替えは自室で行いなさい。
自室をいただけるんですか？
マインに孤児院の院長室を与える。
これで衣食住の住は確保できたね。
It's actually very clever to my mind how she is able to fandangle her way into getting a room in order to get the alms she needs to help out her peeps. That's so damn awesome.
働いた分に対する報酬。仕事に見合うお金だよ。
掃除をすればお給料ってやつがもらえて本当に腹いっぱい食えるんだな
Speaking about how clever her approach was to get in the room and using it to help those under her, how she goes about convincing Gil to work is right up there in the same clever way. Smallest win of the video is for reminding me how big of a place this is that's given to her and how well she uses it for various things this season, and it does make me smile, I can't fib. It is another small thing, but how different they make the room look from when it was dusty and dark to now, all bright and clean and stuff.
ありがとう、ギル。よくできました。
It's too damn sweet! So much sweetness!
本当はとってもいい子なんだね。私がギルに与えるべきもの、感謝と褒め言葉だった。
I'm not even going to bundle this moment with the last win. This deserves its own. Him actually tearing up at being praised for something for the first time was so sweet, bruh.
おお外だ
私たちの服まで用意していただいたとは。
服を用意するのは主の義務でしょ？
It really is nice to have so many wholesome moments during the first few episodes that nicely counteract the later darker moments. It's just a very wholesome anime in general, really. The fact that lore-wise there's a long and fairly complicated sounding prayer that is said before eating.
ギル、ここでお祈りはや お祈りは神殿でやるの。
悪かったな。おかしいと思ったらマインにすぐ教えてやってくれ。俺はお前が変なことしないように気をつけるから。ああ、ルッツ。
I think it was so clever to make the church be so different to downtown, and we get that displayed during episode 1, and again here with the differences on display. Plus, again, super sweet interactions.
料理人に練習させよう。
もう料理人も見つけたんですか？なら私のレシピを作ってもらいましょう。
野菜の茹で汁を捨てずにそのまま煮込む？
いただきます。
The anime has such a weird way of making normal things entertaining. It's only finding a cook and an oven and her recipes and such, yet I'm captivated.
俺に花はいらない。
嘘でしょ？花がいらないなんて。
Weird that I have to win this, but thank God he did that right.
個人に戻るのだけは。
Shows the voice actress's chops that she can do such a good job of fake crying followed by actual real sounding crying.
デリア、そば使いとして私の身の回りの世話をしてくれるんでしょ？マイン様。
You know the term breaking them down to build them back up? Kinda what she did here, but in a very kind way. More letting them break themselves down. I think you get the point.
何？この据えた匂い。
マイン様！
孤児院。あんなひどいところが。
And this is what I was talking about with win number 43 when I talked about the darker side to the anime. Them locked in there and basically starving is awful. They do such a good job there. It's very, very simple, but at the same time, tells us exactly what we need to know about her background.
マイン様、お願いだからあいつらを助けてやってください。
At the same time, take one here for Gil. He's been through it, but still wants to take the risk of helping them. Also tells us a lot about him, really.
孤児たちに何かしたいなら君がすればよい。
私にできることがあるのですか？
中途半端な正義感で口出しすることではない。
Whilst I don't think he's a good guy by any means, it seems to me that here he understands already that she is no normal young girl, and so kinda hinted that no one will be in her way should she help them. At the same time though, he's kinda pointing out the hypocrisy of her almost giving up before even starting helping anyone.
忘れるなんて無理だよ。このままじゃ本も読めない。
Good to show this side to her, built upon by over a dozen episodes of freaking out by not being able to read books, so when she says she can't even read now, you know it's very, very important.
じゃあ、そいつらも全員マインのそば使いにすれば？そしたら外に出られるだろ？
Lutz being an absolute genius legend!
マイン工房個人視点か。
そう。
And why not? Another one here for her following up his great idea with her own. You love to see it, and it's genuinely very clever within the confines of the story and its lore.
この考えなし、一直線にぶつかるな。貴族相手の時は回り道で面倒に思えても。
For some reason, I like their relationship and friendship like this between the first season and this one.
扉だ。
Oh wow, it's kind of crazy when you think about it that this was the first scene within the first season, so clearly that's down to the mangaka knowing exactly where he wanted the story to go.
神殿町よりの青色神官もいたのだが。
そういえば青色神官もいたような。
She is the absolute height of adorable in these moments. The voice actress nails it, the animation is golden, I love it.
今のままだと気になって本が読めないんです。だから助けようと決心しました。
And here's what I mentioned before, her aim is totally to read books, but she cares so much about the orphans, she literally can't stop thinking about them in order to read books, so she helps instead.
ありがとう、マイン様。
Excellent voice acting there, sounds super genuine, plus it means a lot when you know how distant they were at first. Whilst I'm on the topic, all of the voice actors can take a win. It's one of those animes where everyone is beautifully cast, I think.
新店長には黙っててあげる。やる以上失敗したら許さないんだから。ありがとうデリア。
Definitely worthy of a win for the first time she brings her over to her own side too. Just like with Gil, it feels like an oddly special moment to me. Have one for the end of the episode. I totally forgot about how good it felt when they bust open the doors declaring everyone is going to be washed and fed. Feels real good.
体調は問題ありません。しばらくの間ギルが食事を運んでいたおかげでしょう。
そうよかった。
I tell you, Gil, who started the season as someone you absolutely hate, grows on you rapidly when you learn things like this, that he was ensuring the kids were given some food all this time.
私の時は助けてくれなかったの。無茶言わないでデリア。分かってるわよ。分かってるけど。約束するよ。今度デリアが困った時は必ず助ける。
Without exposition, they tell us that she went through some terrible things after being removed from there. Well, both before and after, really, but yeah, that was so damn well done. Huge credit to the animators for hand drawing all of these kids, especially the shot at the end where there's like 30 of them, and they're all in good quality. Well played.
なんでビルマだけ神の恵みは平等だ。
It's good to see her growth already and her confidence, because as soon as he said this and the crowd is turning on her, she immediately goes on the offensive and quietens them down.
森でマイン様にお土産を探すんだ。こら待て、俺が一番乗りだ。
Two wins here. Firstly, it's for getting to see the kids just living such a better life, enjoying their time out in such a wild and wonderful and colourful place for the first time in their memories. Secondly, it's for the animators animating so much inside the scene like this.
マイン様、俺も褒めて。僕も頑張ったよ。これあげます。
I swear the word of the video keeps on passing through my noggin time and again, and here we are, wholesome! A big old plus-size win here for seeing them all getting along so well, her rewarding their efforts but in such ways that will help them out in the future, like learning to read and write and so on.
はい。下町の星祭りはタウの実を投げ合って遊ぶんです。孤児院の子供たちにもそれを体験させてあげたいんです。
しっかりと後片付けをすること、それから町の人がいぶかるほどの大騒ぎでなければ構わない。
It's so nice to witness her go from books are everything to I can't think about books whilst I know how bad the kids have it to now just straight up caring about the kids and wanting the best for them. The fact that there's not a single bit of CGI in this shot.
おや、恥知らずにも青の衣をまとった平民ではないか。
で言われるだけならば実害は全くないもの。
Feels like season 2 is a massive one for her personal growth, from what I just mentioned and prior to that win, to now include dealing with these people excellently. One more time, I really do have to shout out the amount of group shots that they don't shy away from, all hand done every time. Not running on the fruit throwing spot.
どうしたマイン。
ルッツ、これトロンベだ。
Shockingly, a plot twist that not only is great, but one I had totally forgotten about too.
それ以外に騒ぎを起こすようなことは何もしていません。
石畳をひっくり返すほどのことをしておいて、己の所業をよく反省しなさい。
私が反省するより先に私を入れた新館長の方が深く反省したそうだ。
Totally forgot this happened too. My brain box is failing me, and as a result, the anime scores a win. Such a small thing, but I don't understand how an anime company can record audio so well like this, where it sounds like she's outside calling him, and huge video game companies struggle with it. Seeing what Lutz is going through as a main character, who has been more sidelined due to the church storyline, was a nice touch, as he was so central to the first season, so it's good to touch base.
あんたたちルッツをどうしようってんだい。ルッツを返してくれよ。ルッツ
Must say, his dad is a jerk, obviously, but his brothers and his mother really do love him, and that feeling just pours across the screen in moments like these.
ルッツに会えないまま数日が過ぎた。
Oh, you know I've been loving me some city scenery shots! In such a short period of time, they're able to expertly relay so many variations of anger and sadness within him. Take a follow-up here for them making up. Don't like seeing him angry at her, but he was more angry at the situation and stressed out and snapped, but her statement was pure lovely. You can lean on me.
おい、
子供がうじうじとしていたら気になるであろ
I forgot that this hilarious and quite telling moment even happened. Maybe he is a good guy after all, just learning as he goes. This was so nice to see though.
う。これを握ると、君の声は同じ魔術具を持つ私にしか聞こえなくなる。
I feel like expanding the lore to include magical items such as this and his ring that he uses to open the door to the hidden room is a nice addition, allowing for lots of storyline twists down the road.
こうやってのはここだろうが。利益がどうとかじゃない。だから勝手にしろと言ったはずだ。
父さんは父さんなりに認めてたってことだよ。お腹を痛めて産んで今日まで育ててきた可愛い息子だよ。
よろしくお頼みします。
よろしくお願いいたします。俺絶対にすごい商人になってみせる。
当たり前だ。その助かった。
ああ。
It was way too long to show too much of, but I did what the channel and the video title describes and picked everything great I found. Such an amazing scene for numerous reasons: the voice acting, the range of emotions, how those emotions were displayed on everyone, and how it moved his story forwards. Loved it, and it's 2 max wins for all that.
よかった。本当によかったです。
Oh, it's like an arrow straight through my heart when he asks, "Aren't you glad the family wasn't torn apart?" And she says this. Matthew Blancett, Nick Wyndham, Lightly Winter, Christopher Willis, Draki, Fancy Turtle, Kepan, Liam Knight, Luis Minito, Marquez, Keeper, The Epic Commander, Bird Without a Word, Brandon Crea, Brian Bayot, Christian Torassa, Commander Cyrus, Doggos for Life, Dragonstorm 35, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Aaron Winters, I Am Here, Your Edvinson, Kevin Alston, Cumfroik, Kylie Welp, Lisa Marie Timp, Magnus, Nathan Burr, Peter Milligan, Satakayari, Sionx 44, Sean, Sheriff Yuchiya, The 100s, Elemental Wars, Wiccan Fae, Ali 50, Brainless Ben, Cecilia, Cloud Garden, Cedric, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Death the Kid 123, Devon, Eclipse Mage, Garrett Vermeesh, Gibbs, Hove Lowe's Ritter, Israel Caldera, Jason Davies, John, Juffer 6263, Kelnock, Kevin Nelter, Kai 158, Kyle Jones, Laxor, Laxus, Liam Gagati, Lifty, Lionel Schultz, Marvin, Michael Lewis, Mr. Firecool, Natsu Dragneel, Nick Monaco, Nick Pell, 9028, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Q Flash, Ryan DeVeres, Sentimento, Storm 970, TRS, The Danish Muggle, Tricky Nicky, Willyman,